Welcome to Yoga Mama. This practice is a prenatal power vinyasa. So this is only appropriate for those that have been practicing yoga before pregnancy and are already familiar with the general prenatal yoga modifications. Let's come to our mat. Get settled into a comfortable seated position and we'll begin with Ujjayi breath. So eyes can find a single spot to focus on or simply close your eyes. Inhale slowly through your nose as though you're gently gasping the breath in. Exhale through the nose like you're sighing the breath out. Listen for that ocean-like sound to the breath and keep that going. With each inhalation, focus on a feeling of first rooting yourself down into the ground and from there rising up, grow taller through the spine. And feel your exhalations are a balance of softening the outer edges of your body, including your face, neck, and shoulders, while feeling a sense of strength rising from your root up through your core. Keep this pattern going of rooting down, rising up, and exhaling to feel that sense of softness from the top of the body down and strength from the bottom of the body up. Ideally, we will keep this Ujjayi breath flowing for the entire length of our practice until relaxation, and you can take breaks from it as you need to in resting postures, such as child's pose. Now, come on to a hands and knees position, table pose. And you can have your knees cushioned if you'd like to, or just have a cushy mat. Have your knees as wide apart as you need them to be for a child's pose that will feel comfortable, where your belly can just nestle down between your legs and your head can rest down to your mat for just a moment. Take a full breath. If your belly needs more space as you take that deep breath, you can wiggle the knees a little further apart. And feel free to come back to this pose anytime you feel out of breath. Now inhale, lift back up to your hands and knees. Make sure that your hips can be positioned right above your knees. Your hands can be right below your shoulders. Now exhale and round your spine into cat pose. Really lift your baby up away from the ground and slowly sink your hips back towards your heels, almost all the way back to child's pose. Look up at your hands and with elbows bent, inhale to glide your chest forward and up. Keep your belly strong as you do so. Come into cow pose, head and tail back. Exhale, round your spine, really lift baby away from the floor. And as you sink your hips down, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles or mula bandha. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up with a strong belly. Exhale, round your spine. Hug baby in as you sink hips back. Inhale, scoop the heart up, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose into child's pose. Continue to flow for just a couple more rounds, getting yourself a bit more warmed up. And remember that you can use this really gentle vinyasa in place of the more powerful vinyasa that is coming up soon. Now inhale, scoop the heart forward and up to cow. One last time. Separate your feet, tuck your toes, and with your hands a little forward of your shoulders, exhale to lift your knees up, come into down dog. And then one knee at a time. Stretch the backs of the legs. Still listening for that sound of your breath. And feeling now as you inhale, your feet and hands are rooting further down, your hips are reaching further up and back. Inhale, slowly bring the shoulders forward to a line above the wrist, just like plank pose, but we'll take the knees down to land softly below the hips. So back to table pose. Keep your belly really strong and exhale to bring your chest forward slightly. Bend your elbows back so your upper arms hug in toward the sides of your ribs. Inhale, straighten the arms. Take your head and tail back gently to cow pose. And exhale, lift the knees back to down dog. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward, strong belly, coming slightly through plank and then lower knees down to softly land in table pose. Exhale, bring your chest forward, bend your elbows back, hug the elbows in toward the side of the ribs. Chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, take the head and tail back to cow. Gentle back bend. Now exhale, lift the knees, back to down dog. You might need to step the hands forward a bit. So you're in your full length of down dog. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward, softly land your knees, strong belly. And exhale, bring your right foot forward just outside of your right hand. If it feels kind of difficult to step forward, use a block underneath your hands. Now you can slide the left knee back as far as feels comfortable to you. And really press your feet into the ground. Feel like you're squeezing the legs together with a strong belly. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back. Table pose. Your hands will be right below your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, bring your chest forward. Bend your elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale. Lift the heart. Take the head and tail back to cow pose. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, hands and knees, table pose. Option to bring hands to block and exhale, left foot forward. Once you find a comfortable length in your lunge, press strongly through your feet, engage through your core, and inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, step back to table pose, hands below the shoulders. Exhale, lean the chest forward, bend the elbows back. Make sure your belly feels really strong, supporting your back. Inhale, straighten the arms, curl head and tail back to cow. Exhale, down dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. And remember, you can take a break at any point that you need to. Every day of your pregnancy is different. So even if this sequence has felt really easy for you before, today might feel more challenging. So listen to your body. One more breath here in down dog. And exhale, bring your knees down, back to table pose. Make sure the knees are below the hips, hands below the shoulders. Inhale and float the right leg into the air behind you. And really sure to keep the hips level here. So we don't want the right hip lifting up higher than the left. We want the hips to stay at the same height. Now as you exhale, point the right toes, pull your knee outside of your right arm and round your spine just like you would in cat pose. Inhale, extend the right leg straight back, really press through the heel, reach forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, pull the right knee outside the arm, round the spine. Inhale, right leg goes back. Exhale, right knee forward, round the spine. Twice more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, round the spine, knee comes outside the belly. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, right knee forward, round the spine. Now see how softly you can bring the right foot outside of the right hand. And once you feel really steady in your lunge, inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bend the elbows wide. Really draw the shoulder blades down the back, lift the heart. And inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bring the elbows down and back. One more time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring the elbows down and back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down, and you can use the block here underneath your left hand, just off to the side of your mat. And inhale to sweep the right arm up. Option to tuck the left toes here and lift the left knee. Take 3 breaths. Inhale, bring your hands down inside of the right foot and lower the left knee, and we'll step back to table. Exhale, lean your chest forward, bend your elbows back. Remember, you can always take that softer vinyasa here if you'd like. Inhale, straighten the arms, coming into cow pose, head and tail back. Exhale, lift the knees, breathe in down dog. Now make sure your feet are wide enough apart here to where your belly has plenty of space. more breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knees down. Softly land in table pose. Feel that your belly is really actively lifted away from the floor to support your back. And inhale, stretch the left leg out behind you. Remember to find that your hips are level, they stay level. Now exhale, point the left toes back as you pull the left knee forward outside of your arm and round your spine. Chin toward the chest. Inhale, stretch back through the left leg, forward through the crown of the head. Exhale, round your spine. Pull the knee outside the arm. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, round the spine, knee comes forward. Twice more. Inhale, back. Exhale, round the spine, knee comes forward. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, round the spine, knee comes outside the arm. Softly place the left foot outside of the left hand. You can slide the right knee back a bit if you'd like, and when you feel steady in your lunge, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows wide, pull the shoulder blades toward each other. Twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull the elbows down and back, and be really careful here not to let the rib cage jut way out in front of the hips. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Feel the ribs are drawn slightly back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down, and you can bring a block underneath the right hand just off to the side of your mat. And inhale, sweep the left arm up. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other, still here. Option to tuck the right toes under and lift the right knee up. Even here, we want to feel that we're trying to squeeze the legs a bit closer to each other, like a pair of scissors trying to close. This will help to stabilize the pelvis. And take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your top hand down. Lower the back knee, and we'll inhale, step back into table pose. Belly is strong. Exhale, lean the chest forward, bend the elbows back. Inhale, straighten the arms. Curl the head and tail back. With toes tucked, exhale, lift the knees, down dog. Take 3 breaths here and check in with how you feel. Option to lower your knees down and take the next sequence from table. It'll be the same thing we did just a moment ago. Or inhale, stretch the right leg into the air behind you. Exhale, pull the right knee forward just outside of the right arm. If that starts to feel like too much, lower the left knee. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Reach up through the heel, hips stay level. Exhale, right knee forward outside the right arm. One more time. Inhale, right leg goes back and up. Exhale, right knee comes forward. Softly place the right foot outside the right hand. You might have to move your hand so you've got space. Now as you bring the left heel down, press through the feet and inhale, slowly rise up to warrior 2. Pause here, adjust your feet if needed, get tall through the spine. Spin the palms up and inhale, straighten the front leg, arms reach overhead. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, straighten the right leg. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Twice more. Use the whole length of your breath to get from pose to pose. Now a little differently this time. We'll inhale, reach up, straighten the right leg. Keep the right leg straight. And exhale, let the right hand come to the right thigh. Slide your hand down anywhere to the leg that you'd like to pause, just not directly on the knee. And the left arm will reach straight up for triangle pose. If you want a little more challenge here, check in to make sure that your spine is nice and supported with your belly first. Then you can reach both arms overhead, reaching the fingertips out away from the shoulders. If that starts to feel like a struggle, come back to having your hand resting on your shin or thigh. Breathe. Next exhale. exhale, bend the right knee. Bring your hands inside of the right foot and lower your left knee down. Inhale to step back to hands and knees, table. Exhale, lean your chest forward, bend your elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, head and tail back to cow. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths to rest here. If you need a little more rest than down dog is providing, come to table pose or child's pose. Option to come to hands and knees for the next sequence, or from down dog. Inhale, float the left leg into the air behind you. The foot stays flexed, hips stay level. Exhale, point the toes back as you pull the knee forward outside of the arm, strong belly. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, knee forward. Keep the belly lifted up to protect your spine. Inhale, reach back with the left leg. And exhale, left knee forward. Softly place the foot outside the hand. Now bring the right heel down, toes turn to the side, press through the feet, and inhale, rise up to warrior 2. Take a moment to adjust your stance as needed. Inhale, straighten the left knee as you reach the arms overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. As you continue to flow with your breath, focus on letting the spine grow very tall as you breathe in, and supporting that length by drawing your belly toward your spine as you breathe out. That same pattern we started with. We root down and rise up on the inhale, and we balance softness and strength on the exhale. Twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. This time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, keep the left leg straight. Bring your hand to your thigh or shin and reach the right arm straight up. So take a moment here to get really grounded through the feet. Let your spine stretch long, and if you want a little challenge, you can lift the left hand away from the left leg, reach the arms alongside the ears like you're holding a beach ball over your head, and breathe. One more breath. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring your hands inside of your left foot, and take the right knee to your mat. Back to table pose on the inhale. And exhale, shoulders come forward. And exhale, chest goes forward, elbows go back, belly stays drawn toward the spine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths here or in child's pose. With a bend at your knees, on an exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet to come into forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, press hands to shins, flatten your back. Exhale, fold toward your legs. Keep a slight bend at your knees and inhale, reach the arms out, rise all the way up to standing. And exhale, bring the hands to prayer in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees deeply, open the arms wide as you fold to bring hands down to your mat in front of your feet. So you can fold as far as feels comfortable. Feel free to widen the feet if your belly needs room. And let's have the toes turned out a little wider than the heels. Inhale and sink the hips down as you lift your head up to come into a squat. Just as far down with the hips as feels comfortable to you. And exhale, lift the hips, bring the head down. Forward bend. Inhale, squats. Exhale, forward bend. Keep moving at your pace. Inhale, squat, and it's totally fine. If your heels want to lift up here, that's okay. Exhale, you'll bring the heels down as your head goes down. Inhale, squats. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, squats. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, squats. Exhale, forward bend. Just a few more. Inhale, squats. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, squats. And exhale, fold. Now as you stay in your fold this time, feel free to reach your hands to opposite elbows to loosen the shoulders. Or you can take your hands behind your back and lift the arms away from the back. If you start to get lots of pressure in your head, you can bring yourself up about halfway and rest elbows to the thighs. So that way you still get a bit of a forward bend without too much pressure in the head. Take one more breath wherever you are in this forward fold. And to come up with your knees bent, place your hands on your thighs, round your spine, draw your belly in, and slowly roll up. Inhale deep into the knees, back to chair pose. Exhale, lean your weight into your left foot, and you can either cross the right ankle over the left ankle so that your toes touch down, or you can cross your ankle over the left thigh. So in this standing balance, if you start to lose balance, come back to your foot touching to the floor. To deepen the stretch here, you can sink the hips further back and tilt slightly forward from the hips. Option here to cross the left arm over the right one and reach for opposite shoulders, or you can come toward eagle arms. Breathe. Inhale, uncross the arms, uncross the legs, and as you land through the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Make sure your feet are apart so your belly has room. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend to the knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale, open the arms, bring them down, and hands to prayer. Inhale, bend the knees, belly stays strong. Exhale, shift your weight to the right foot, and you can cross left ankle over the right one, so your toes touch down, or left ankle over the right thigh, and sink the hips back until you feel a comfortable stretch. You can keep the hands in prayer here, or you can take the right arm over the left to reach for opposite shoulders, or coming into eagle arms. See what feels best for you, and breathe. Inhale, uncross arms and legs, reach down through both feet, up through both arms. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk the hands forward, down dog. You can pause here, or if you'd like to take another vinyasa, inhale, come to table pose. Exhale, chest goes forward, elbows bend back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, down dog. One more breath. Inhale, bring the knees down. Swing your feet to one side and exhale to walk the hands back and sit down. Now swing your legs out in front of you, and you can maybe scoot forward a little bit on your mat so you've got plenty of space behind you, plenty of space in front of you, and lean back onto your hands. Fingers can point toward the hips, or you can point the fingers out to the side. See what feels most comfortable for your shoulders. Now draw the shoulder blades back, lift up through your heart, and let your head reach up and back. If you'd like a little more stretch and challenge here, press through your hands and feet to lift the hips into the air for reverse table. Really important here to feel that your weight is spread between heels and balls of the feet, and also side to side on the feet. And if this is straining your lower back, bring your hips back down. You can look up at the ceiling, or if it's okay for your neck, reach back through your head to look behind you. Lots of strength here for the glutes and the hamstrings. The glutes play a big role in supporting our pelvic joints, so this is a great pose for pregnancy as long as it doesn't feel too strenuous. We'll take another breath. And slowly release your hips down. And turn to face the long side of your mat. You can bring your left leg folded in, your right leg out to the side. Reach over your right leg and inhale to sweep the left arm up alongside your ear and stretch through the side body. If this is one of those days where your baby's kind of hanging out on your side and stuck in your ribs, you can put a block underneath the right hand, so this way you can still lean over the leg without crunching down on the ribs. Just an option. And take another full breath here, really enjoying that space through the left side body. Now with an inhale, bring your left hand down in line with your left hip, but about 12 inches or so away from the hip, and sweep the right arm up. Now for some, this will be a good place to stay. For others, you'll want to press through the legs to lift the hips, reach them forward as you take the right arm back. And on the exhale, we'll lower down with the hips slowly. And inhale back to your side bend, reaching over the right leg. Exhale to come through the center, strong belly. Touch down with the left hand and inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, sink the hips down, back to center. Really use your core as you lift off the hand. And inhale, reach up and over. And exhale, back to center. Touch down with the left hand one more time. Inhale to lift the hips if you'd like. Feel free to pause here for a few breaths. Slowly coming down with the hips on an exhale. And let's switch the position of the leg. So this time the right leg folded in, left leg extended out. Make sure that you feel grounded through the sit bones to start. And as you're ready, you can reach over your left leg. Remember, you can use a block here underneath your hand if you'd like. And inhale, sweep the right arm up. It can be straight up or can come closer to your ear, and breathe. Enjoy all that length that you've brought through the right side. We'll try and keep as much of that length as possible as we come into this position with the right arm down. So hold this length. One more breath here. And exhale. Keep that length as you come down to the right palm. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Option to lift the hips too. And exhale, bring the hips down. Back to the center. And inhale, side bend. Exhale, come through the center, strong belly as you rise. Plant down through the right hand. Inhale, lift the left arm, maybe lift the hips too. Exhale, back down. Strong core as you come through the middle. Inhale, side bend. Exhale through the center. Plant the right hand down. Inhale, lift the hips. This time we'll pause, breathe. Exhale, slowly sink the hips down. Now stretch both legs out wide. And sitting in a wide leg or straddled position, feel free to lift your hips, especially if you're getting further along. Your belly might need a little more space. And if you are further along, you might also want your blocks here underneath your hands. It's just an option. You can take it or leave it. So starting off here by leaning back onto our hands, we'll draw the shoulders back, lift the heart. And then keeping this, as much of the space between the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hips, will fold forward. Hands can come onto the blocks. You can step them out in front of your mat if you'd like, or maybe even rest to your elbows or forearms. So while you hold here, breathe in to feel your sit bones root down into the ground, and from there your spine lengthens. And exhale, soften your face, your shoulders. Maybe folding a little more with each exhale, but no need to force it. For some, it feels good to gently sway the upper body from side to side. And if not, just hold in the center. Now bring your hands onto your mat or to your blocks. Press into the hands to slowly bring your torso up. And you can move your blocks to the side. And we'll fold the legs into easy pose. Come into your Sufi circles. Inhale, circle the ribs forward. Exhale, circle the ribs back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more time. And change directions. Inhale to the center, sit up tall. And let's take a couple of props behind us. We're placing one block toward the back side of the mat on its middle height, and the other block can come a little closer to you on its flattest side. And then our bolster. We'll place this on top of our blocks. And then I'm going to go this way, actually. Okay. So make sure that that feels really steady. And then you can scoot your hips up toward your bolster. Also have a blanket or something close by, because you'll probably want that for your legs in just a little bit. So make sure your hips are all the way against your bolster, and we'll come from our side and then down onto the back. And you can shift your hips or whatever you need to do so that it feels like your back is well supported by your bolster. And let your arms open out to the side. And let's press into the feet, lift the hips, and shift them just slightly to your right. Let the knees sink to your left, and turn your head away from your knees. Take a few breaths, allowing the chest and shoulders to open. Feel free to reposition your legs, or maybe even put this blanket or some kind of prop in between the legs if you feel any discomfort in your lower back. Take one more full breath. Inhale, bring your head to the center. Knees back to center. And exhale, lift the hips, shift them a little to your left. Knees sink down to the right, and turn your head away from your knees. Breathe. Let your body relax. Now slowly roll to your side, pressing up just long enough to get our legs positioned for a comfortable relaxation pose. So some feel very comfortable with the knees open to the side and bound angle. Others will want some support under the knees for that pose, or you can simply have your legs stretched out long, ideally with something underneath the knees. This gives your lower back a little more support. So when you come back to laying down, you can either go to your side, or you can hold on to your bolster with your hands and use your arm strength to lower yourself down, so you're not using just the rectus abdominis muscles. And let your arms relax. You can make all the little shifts and changes you need to make so that your body feels completely at ease. And take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. With your exhales, let the whole body settle in a little more. Let go of all of your effort. Even let go of controlling your breath. Be aware of the movement of your breathing. And see what else you can feel within the body. Can you feel sensations through your feet, your legs, your hips? Feel your abdomen, the presence of your baby. Feel your chest. Feel your shoulders and arms. Feel your neck. And feel all the muscles of your face are completely relaxed. Feel that your temples are soft. Your forehead is smooth. And be aware of your whole body from head to toe, completely, comfortably relaxed. And while you rest here, rest and appreciation of all that you are and all that is going on inside of you at this moment. Anytime your mind wanders away to someplace else, just come right back to feeling all the sensation within your body at this time. And let your mind be just as relaxed as your body. Gently deepen your breathing. Bring small movements to your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms overhead. Let your legs and feet stretch forward. And with your arms down beside your body, bend your knees so that the bottoms of your feet touch to your mat. Shift your hips to one side and knees come down to the other so you can roll all the way to your side and use your arms to press yourself up to a seat. And feel free to sit on your props or simply on your mat and take a moment to observe how you feel after your practice. With hands in your lap or to your belly or maybe to a prayer position in front of your heart. Thank yourself for taking this time out of your day to reconnect to your breath, your body, and your baby. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.